Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. With no further ado, is Siphi busted? I got Siphi the other day. I was pretty excited about it, and what I've done is built her out. So, what have I tried to do? Now, first let me just talk to you about why did I originally think Siphi was busted before I got her. And a lot of people said to me, once you get her, mate, you're gonna like retract that. She's not as broken as you think she is. Now, she's got an insane base speed. If I compare her base speed to Arbiter, she's got an extra 4 base speed on Arbiter. So for every piece of gear, speed gear that you put on her, for every time you're using buffs like Laura's Steel, which gives you percentage over the base stats, basically you gain additional stats. Okay. So it means that she can be your fastest person in the arena like that. And I would definitely recommend for anyone who's running Arbiter and Siphi, you make Siphi your fastest champion as long as you've got a banner with some speed on it. So that's exactly what I did. So I was running my Arbiter at my max speed that I could. I got to 360 speed. Siphi with exactly the same gear on is now running at 368 speed. So I've got that opportunity to beat in like the higher echelons of the game a ton more people with that additional speed. Okay, that's the first thing. So just her base stats alone, before we even get into the crazy skills, her base stats alone enable me to be more competitive in the end game of this game. Let's run across her skills then. So she's got a crazy A1. 100% chance. It's not even a 100% chance. It's a debuff that cannot be resisted on her A1. If I book her out, which I've done, 100% chance of placing sleep. Single target. So you've got, let's assume that we're struggling with a fight. All I need to do is pick on the person that's the biggest threat, whether it's a speed booster, whether it's a damage dealer, and just sleep them. Sleep them. As long as no, that's just it. They will be asleep. This debuff cannot be resisted. Heals all allies by 5% of their max HP if this target's turn meter is below 50%. So you do have to pick somebody with a high turn meter. That's the only parameter that I've got to look out for. And actually, it's easily forgotten. That part of the skill is easily forgotten. You might just be like, you know what, Rotus, I'm going to sleep you. And his turn meter is low. You can easily forget about that part. So really important part of the skill there. Only works if their turn meter is over half. Second skill, this was even better than I thought it was. So I knew it put the 3 best buffs in the game out there. I didn't realise actually, maybe just not really kind of taking it into account, but it also gives you a turn meter fill. So what this means, let me show you in a speed calculator, an arena calculator. So I can run Siphi with an Arbiter, with a Madame, with my Foley. What it means is I can massively reduce the amount of speeds and therefore inflate other stats of my other champs. So Siphi runs at 368 for me, means my Arbiter needs to go at 306, my Madame 245, my Foley 243. That's what it means. That extra 15% turn meter fill massively changes the game. So she is easily the best champion to go first. She also gives you block debuffs. She puts block debuffs up first before anything else. That means if you're up against a Torment doesn't matter. So block debuffs, massive skill in this game. Also, putting increased defense up means that you can start to think about other comps. So increased defense means that someone like an Ultan maybe comes back into my team at some point because increases defense, he starts slamming hard. Yeah, he can hit really, really hard. So defensive champs all of a sudden have a purpose in your team if you've got a Siphi. Before that, all of the speed boosters, like Arbiter, increase your attack. Yeah, increase attack. So Siphi changes my composition options. So all of a sudden, I can think to myself, should my Ultan be coming back in the mix to do the damage? Should Ignatius come in the mix to do the damage? Yeah, I've got a few more options for me going forward. So that ability there, increased defense, is huge. And obviously increased speed just means that she can do anything in the game. She's also got a single target revive on a 4-turn cooldown. Brings them back with a full turn meter. Yeah, insane. Also increases their attack and their crit rate for that person. So this is kind of like, not quite to the extreme of a cardinal, but if you've got one champion that you want to run just kind of like weak source, put them out weak source, she picks them back up, buffs their attack, buffs their crit, and then you can go and slam someone. So again, insane. And then lastly, she's got this passive healing ability, removal of freeze, removal of fear chance, 50% if you book it. And if she's with Rotus, he removes all debuffs at the start of each turn. Bam. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So for anyone who... And she's also got a resistance aura, by the way, which is no kind of like weak source aura. So all in all, she is just literally a boss. I've gone for resistance masteries. You definitely could go a number of ways here. You could go for timely intervention, increases champion's turn meter when other people drop. You could go for oppressor because she puts out so many buffs. Oh no, sorry, not that one. No, that's all about debuffs. You could go, so yeah, probably either resistance or timely intervention. I think are probably the two best ones. There's no reason. She does kick out damage. If you're going to run her in Clan Boss, you could run War Master, but she can play literally anywhere in the game, and that's what we're going to show in this set. So I've just put her in my fastest gear. Every bit of gear, even these gloves. These gloves are terrible for her, really. Crit damage gloves. She doesn't have any crit rate. It's purely because they're my fastest set of gloves. So we're going to start with the arena. That's where I think she's strongest. But I'm also going to show you just how powerful she is, because she's also going to run in my Clan Boss team and all sorts. So let's get into some arena. The reset's just happened, so it's probably going to be simple anyway. But you can just see really how busted this comp can become. So, because... Oh, one thing I wanted to show you. One thing. Why we not Whirly Wheel? Come on, Wheel. Don't let me down. I'm recording right now. Okay, 10 seconds later. So, all right, I'll show you this fight. Then I just want to show you something else quickly about the builds. So, we do all of the normal shenanigans. We drop everything they've got, drop their defense, and then we double hit, and oh yeah, everybody's dead. That's pretty much the way this runs. And you can run anyone in that attack position, really. There's so many options for that attack position. One thing I wanted to say to you, though, is this is the previous Madame I had to run when I was running Arbiter as my lead. So I had to run double speed. I had to run immunity gear, which meant that the best accuracy I could get to was 491. Okay? So in the end game, there's plenty of people running 600 plus resistance champs. So there was plenty of champs where I just could not remove their debuffs. Okay? And also we're running at 201 speed to get to that sort of accuracy. So I've got my second Madame now built out. Because she's running with Siphi, I can go 6-piece accuracy set. I can get to nigh on 650 accuracy. And I can go way faster. So everything about this build is better because I didn't need immunity set, because Siphi basically throws out my own immunity. She throws out this straight away, block debuffs. So Siphi builds make your whole setup way different. It also means that I'm going to be able to rebuild my blender comp to be faster and harder hitting, because I don't need all this immunity gear anymore. Yeah, so I can run with Savage gear or whatever I want, really, but I can push damage through the roof because I've got Siphi. That's how different she is. That's what she does to your teams. She drastically changes all of the compositions that you need to build. Does she run an auto? It does seem like, and I might be wrong here, but it does seem like Madame Cerise runs much stronger with Siphi. So when she's already got block debuffs on, it seems like she generally, like 9 times out of 10, she is... she didn't do it that time, actually. She seemed to me like she was way more often running her A3 rather than A2. Maybe I've just been lucky. But you'll see here, just running full auto. So this would be what my defense would look like, running full auto. And really, I don't expect to lose many defenses, put it that way. I could easily run Ethos in this position instead of Foley. I like Foley because he stops people from coming back from the dead. But yeah, there's really... it's such easy source right now. I can't imagine many times that I'm going to lose until the really high end of plat. But you can see we're just going to cruise through any of these comps without any problem at all. So if Foley decided to actually hit the right person, would have been better. But you can just see how easy these fights are. And bam, another one down. So that's me running it on auto. That's what my defense would look like. If I'm manualing then, you can then see just again, like there's then no room for error. So we're going to basically do all of the moves in the right sequence, targeting the people we want. Now, if I just want to show you actually how powerful her sleep is. So I'm probably just going to kill everyone here if I go for that ability. So I think I'm just going to try and take Kaimar out for this, just to show you really. So because increased defense is up, I take very little of a hit. So she comes up here. Now, if I do not want Razin to have this turn, and remember, she's void. So there's not a single champion in the game. As long as their turn meter is high, there's not a single champion in the game that can avoid this Medusa stare. Bam. You're asleep. You've missed your turn. And it could get to the point where 1v1, she can beat any champion in the game. 1v1, she is unbeatable because she'll sleep you all day long. So, absolutely insane ability. That A1 is insane. It's probably the strongest ability in the game right now. It's probably the strongest. So, okay, well, we slept you, so you're not going to get a turn. What about, you've already got True Fear on, so I think you might struggle anyway. Maybe you. Let's sleep you now. Dunzo. Dunzo. So, in the arena, she's definitely as powerful as I thought she was. Anyone who thinks that she's balanced for the arena, you're absolutely insane. She is crazy. Crazy sauce in the arena. I guess one more thing I'll try and show you. I don't know how easy this is going to be to do, but we'll try it. So let's just see what happens. Actually, I just need to quickly put some gear on my old town. One sec. Okay, so we're going to run now Siphi into Lysandra. So Lysandra is doing something a bit different to what Arbiter's doing. Lysandra's pushing back their turn meter and pulling up mine, yeah? Which means that I can run people a bit slower. So Siphi into Lysandra is actually a very, very cool setup. Ultan then coming in for damage. So we're going to run Ultan for my damage instead of my Foley. It does mean it's all single target stuff, and it does mean there's no block revives going on. So yeah, it's a very different type of comp, but what I'm just wanting to show you is how feasible it is to be able to start to think of different ideas when you've got a Siphi going on. So we can drop their defenses. Now, the biggest threat I've got is probably Duchess, but Arbiter's going to pick people up as well. So I guess we're going to start there. 105k, down he goes. Now, I don't really want this Arbiter to have a turn, so we might as well just sleep her. She might have been a bit of a problem for me. So we'll sleep her. That's good. We'll drop her turn meter with my Lysandra. No problems. She looks like she's going to have a turn, so we're just going to sleep her. Yeah. Nice. Now, we can just start to whittle away here. Ultan's getting a bit hungry, so he's going to come in and just slam dunk the Arbiter 116k. We can just keep working on this fella. Well, actually, he's looking like he's going to get a turn soon, so we'll just sleep him. And then we'll just work on this one now for the fun of it. Actually, she's nearly going to get a turn, so I think we're going to sleep her. Actually, she's looking like she should be slam dunked 53k. And this is the power of the most broken broken champion in the game. You know what? He's really close to a turn. Oh, well, we killed him anyway. We killed him anyway. But you can see that it just opens up so many options in this game for basically any Star Wars comp you want to run. Now, this is what I'm interested in showing you as well. So we've just had a reset. That's cool. I'm going to show you how easily that same build. So obviously, if I was running her for Clan Boss, I would change her masteries to be War Master. That's the main thing I would change. War Master to get my damage out. But if I wanted to run... I'm just going to throw it straight in. If I want to run Siphi straight into this comp, and she would be strong, by the way, guys, in almost any comp that you got. That increased speed, increased defense, block debuffs. What we're trying to do on the clan boss, we're trying to do as much damage as we can. We're trying to stay alive for as long as we can, increase defense. We're trying to run fast and get as many turns as we can, increase speed. We're trying to make sure that stun doesn't keep ruining our comps, block debuffs. Someone drops, we really wish they were alive again. I'll tell you what, let's resurrect them. You know, there's nothing about her kit that isn't strong for clan boss. She's just a bit tricky to speed tune. I've not totally speed tuned her into this, so all we're going to do is just see how effectively it can just like slip straight in to my comp. So I'm going to start off with the A3. I don't need to A3 here now. I'm just going to go A1, and we'll come back to his A3 next turn. Now, straight away, because I've already got increased defense up, I can straight away go in with a big old Counter-Strike shield. We can drop a bit of stats. She's going to get another turn anyway because she's so fast. And then we can start just laying in some damage. Counter-attacks go off, obviously. Altan doing a couple of nice hits. She's going to do weak source hits in the kit I've got her in. If I was pushing her straight for clan boss, then I would... I'd just build her better. I'd put more defense on her. I would get a crit rate up, not a crit damage up. And yeah, and basically I'll just keep her moving fast. So at this point, let's just hit full auto and just rejoice in the damage per turn. Okay, so this is not a proper speed tune. If it was, then I'd have the Valk Shield going up all the time, which I could do. I was playing around with it. I can actually get to the point where Mashold and Siphi are both going 3 times for every time the clan boss has a turn, and the other guys are going 2 times for every time the clan boss has a turn. I could do that, and I think I'm going to work on some stuff over the coming weeks to see if I can get to a crazy amount of damage per turn with this setup. I think potentially Razin is stronger than Draco here, because Razin's a defense-based champion, and Razin will gain from all of this increased defense running the whole time. And I think there's also probably something to be said around Seeker coming in instead of Mashold, although Mashold is giving us the leech, which is kind of cool. The other thing she does is she's passively healing all the time. So is that heal enough for you to stay alive on clan boss right the way through? Maybe not. It probably is if you're running a Valk like I am. So it probably is if you just want it as like a top-up heal, and Valk's always getting off her counter-attack at the right time. But anyway, guys, look, I'm going to let this run through. I'll show you the damage at the end. It's not going to be like my 1 key like my normal team because I've not speed-tuned it, but it's actually not going to be that far off either. So we'll let this run through. It's probably going to be an easy 2 key with no speed tuning done at all. So I'm going to run it through now. Okay, so without a tune at all or the right masteries on her, we've just cruised in for a 34 mil. If I changed the masteries, she would have done another probably 3 million just by herself, just from A1 hits. So she has walked into a team which is already really strong and doesn't like weaken it, basically. So very cool. She can play clan boss easily. For anyone who pulls Siphi early, if you get Siphi early, she will be in your clan boss team right the way up until perhaps Nightmare, when you might decide to go unkillable. But the reason why you don't see her in more clan boss teams is because she is the best arena champion in the game. And to build her for arena, you need to build a setup like I've done differently to what you do in clan boss. But still, it's just insane how easy she can walk into that team. Let me show you a couple of dungeons then. Again, I can't think even of a dungeon where she's not super strong. So if we're thinking about Ice Golem, and we're saying to ourselves, you know, what could she bring here? Well, I'll tell you what she can bring. A ton of buffs for Seer to rip off, maybe. Or she could bring a revive if one of your champs goes down. She could bring block debuffs, so you're not picking up all the debuffs on the actual boss. You know, there's so much that she does. It means that she can be in every single team that you run. Where's my Draco? Where's my Draco? Actually, maybe we run a bit of Stag Knight. or a Tomb Lord. Let's run a Tomb Lord. Yeah, so this works, this works, this works. I guess we get Rotus in there. It would be foolish of me not to show you her alongside a Rotus. Just make sure they're built. I think they're a bit slow, actually, but be fine. Bit slow, but we're good. Let's go. So obviously Seer's going to clear the ways for us here. Tomb Lord's actually very cool for the boss. But yeah, bam, wave gone, pop. You don't need Seer to do this, by the way, guys. Seer is just one that I've got set up and tuned to do this stuff well. But you can run any of your teams. So what she does nicely here is when these annoying front guys throw out this shriek, one, she's already put your defense up, so you're going to take less damage. But she's also going to be able to pick people up if they drop. So if Rotor starts going bonkers and actually kills himself here, or if you've got a Royal Guard that slams him down hard and kills himself, then Siphi can just pick that fella back up and say, you know what, good effort. You made yourself look a bit stupid, but you carry on. You carry on in the game. And then we get to the boss. We get the poisons going up, which is cool. She's put the block debuffs out, so if these guys do decide to have a bit of a go, then we'll deal with them. She's sleeping them anyway, so they can't really do much. We're getting our turn meter filled here and there as well. You know, it's just so much that she's doing all the time. Seer drops them down first. We go again, and then obviously you see it through in the fight. So my Rotus is a bit weak. Only slamming 150k there. I guess the only thing which is not busted, like truly busted in her kit, is that sometimes her AI targets someone that doesn't have a nearly full turn meter. Not often though. Sit that one down, shall we? Yeah, that's better, Rotus. Good effort. And you can just see that there's literally no threat to us being dead when she's on the team. There's no threat. Look, what are we scared of right now? Literally nothing. We are scared of nothing at all. Whereas normally this is quite a scary fight. See you later, second ad. 212k. Bomb! Down he goes. And that's it, guys. That's it. Job done. So I don't know. If anyone's still watching this and wondering why I was saying she was busted before and why I was so excited to pull her, you got legendary, you got bad legendaries down here, you've got strong legendaries like up here, and you're excited for those. You've got maybe one or two more above that, which are like, whoa, these guys are nearly busted. And then you got Siphi, who's like, you can't even see where my hand's going. It's on the ceiling, guys. She is brokenly good. Dragon. So what's she doing? Dragon. She blocks all of the dragon's nastiness. So I guess I could just do this. I could swap. Maybe I can swap out that. Let's try it, actually. I'm just wondering if... So Morsian Mage is in a shield set, which enables Seer to just one-shot everything. I don't know if I get enough buffs without having someone in a shield set. Let's have a look. How many buffs does this Siphi get out there? Enough or not? Yeah, it's enough. It's enough. I guess Morsian Mage is going in the bin then, because Siphi, even in her arena setup, does exactly what Morsian Mage does and more. And more. Crazy. So Morsian Mage, hang your gear up, fella. Your job is done. Your work is done here. Siphi at this point has put block debuffs out there. So if this dragon does get a turn and does something nasty, then we can just deal with that as well. Not that I expect it to do a huge amount. Obviously with Seer's going to rip those off and do some damage. But yeah, crazy for Dragon as well. If we're wondering, well, you know, she's good at a couple of dungeons, but what about Spider? Surely she can't do anything in Spider. You're wrong, guys. You're wrong. She does tons in Spider. So let's sell that rubbish. Get ourselves into Spider. So why is she good in Spider then? Well, let me tell you about her kit. Increased speed, block debuffs, increased defense. Like, what more do you want? She's doing everything we want to happen here. The only thing she doesn't do is increase attack. If she did, she does do increase attack if she picks someone up. So literally, there's nothing she doesn't do, guys. So in this instance, she's going to protect our tank. We get the burns out. She'll drop a bit of turn meter on her A1 because of a kit that I've put her in. The burns are going to do the damage in this setup. And then we've got Armor Gut and Cold Heart in there for turn meter control. The only negative actually is that I've probably just got too much damage on my burn. That's probably the only thing that is kind of negative about this setup. That's what's going to slow it down, is my poor build, not anything that Siphi's doing here. Siphi will keep your team alive for tons of time. She's healing people. She's blocking the poisons going off. So there's literally nothing that she cannot do. Yeah, absolutely insane. So Faction Wars is not open today. It gives me a chance to talk about it while this is running through. For Faction Wars, she's got a revive. Yeah. So how do you get 3 stars in Faction Wars? You need everyone to be alive. She can revive people. She's healing your team as they go. She's increasing their defense as they go. Loads of ads have got nasty debuffs. She's blocking those. There's just so much that she does, guys. She does so much. So we should get the burnout again now. Hopefully that'll be nigh on job done. This Cantra's looking low, so I know what you're thinking. Watch out, mate. You're probably going to lose this run. Even if she dies, she's going to be dead. That's a shame. I'll tell you what. No. Why don't you pick her up? Why don't you pick her up, Siphi? You ruined my moment. Okay, we'll leave it for a minute. Leave it for a minute. Maybe this time? There she is. There she is. Back up. Back in the fight. Awesome. Tank's back, guys. Don't worry, everyone else. We're good. We are good. Now, every time she gets a turn, she'll just heal her up a little bit more, just in case we were struggling. Yeah, crazy champ. Crazy, crazy champion. So, obviously, she's on the nerf list. Nothing official's come out yet to tell us exactly what's going on with that. And people are worried about what change they're going to make. I don't think they're going to nerf anyone into the ground, firstly. So, is she going to take a bit of flack for the nerf? Probably, but they won't nerf her into the ground because there'll be too much uproar from the community. So, don't worry yourself about that. So, last place then, Fire Knights. Again, I don't think she's like perfect. She wouldn't be in my Fire Knight team, but she can come and play in Fire Knights. She can come and replace my Lysandra to protect my team more. But I'd say this is probably our weakest dungeon. This is probably our weakest dungeon because she just doesn't pair up. Nothing she does to the boss is going to help us. She does block the debuffs from the boss, so she's going to block that reduced speed. But otherwise, I guess maybe this is how I'd run it. Maybe with Lysandra. So it would just be a slightly slower run because I don't have as much damage as I normally have. But she's going to increase our speed. She's going to keep our turn meter flowing. She's going to give a bit more protection to our Cold Hearts. And I guess if you've got defensive damage, so if you're running like Tyrell, or if you're running an Altan or an Ignatius, anyone who's going to do that defensive damage, she will boost their damage. She won't boost the damage of my Cold Hearts and stuff like that. She'll boost defensive champions' damage. And that's probably about it, guys. So, back to the original question. Do I still think Siphi's busted since I got her? You tell me. Comment below. Is she busted? For anyone who doesn't have her, tell me if you got her or not. Do you have her? Yes or no? Is she busted? Yes or no? I'd love to see the different reactions from those different groups of people. Anyway, guys, look, really fun champ. Despite her being broken, she's a really fun champ, and I'm really pleased I pulled her because it opens up a ton of options for me to do fun stuff in the game. But yeah, I've been Hell Hades. That's my Siphi the Busted guide. I'll catch you later.